All right, let's do this. This one's gonna be interesting because I have no idea, but let's get down to it. So Mario Party 1 versus Mario Party 2. For all the homies out there that played this game when it first came out, and also for the new people that are barely discovering this game, my hat's off to you because it is a ride. It was a ride playing this game. It is still a ride. These early Mario Party games were just they were one of a kind, and they will always will be. But let's get right down to it. So let's go with Mario Party 1 first. So Mario Party 1 had the first basic elements to what considered a Mario Party game, right? Four players, blue spaces, red spaces, question mark spaces, and it was always the goal to get the most stars, right? And the board, the cool thing about it is in Mario Party 1, I remember you would always have a chance to make it like 15 turns, 10 turns, 20 turns if you were playing a long Mario Party game, getting your friends together and spending 4 hours having fun, competing, eating pizza, all these wonderful memories of this game. And they had really cool maps. So they had maps where the first one was Donkey Kong's Jungle Adventure, Peach's Birthday Cake, one of my favorites, Yoshi's Tropical Island, Wario's Battle Cannon. I don't remember playing this one too much. I think it was just confusing for me. And then Luigi's Engine Room, Mario's Rainbow Castle. I think this one is a cool classic because this one was all over the commercials when it came out. So I think this is just like kind of what's stuck in my mind. And then we had Bowser's Magma Mountain. I actually would have to play it again. And then what is this? Eternal Star. I'm trying to remember if I ever played this map. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, yes. Okay, it says completing all the boards is yes. Okay, yes. I remember faintly that this was a map because I remember when you played all the maps, there was this kind of like creepy music because something had happened in the game. So it was weird, but it was cool, right? Because it was diverting from the norm, right? You would expect you want to play a Mario Party board, and all of a sudden Toad gives you some bad news or something. Or I don't know if it was one of the Koopas who gave you some bad news. So all these, they represented the core essentials of Mario Party. All these maps were just great and fantastic for their own personal reasons, and it set the stage for 1 year later. This game came out in 1999, and then 1 year later, Mario Party 2, and everyone was like, "Oh yes, because it expanded so much on what we all loved in Mario Party 1." So the map. So not only was it different, there were different maps. Spaceland, Westernland, one of my favorites. Pirate Land, also one of my favorites as well. This was Mystery Land. Horror Land was also a very good one. The night and day shift and the paths in the game would change, so you would have to maneuver around that to get to the star. And then finally, Bowser Land. And I remember Bowser Land. If you were stuck in that party line when they were coming, they would steal all your coins, and it was just a bad time, right? So what I really loved about this game that was different from the first Mario Party game was that if you landed on a square with another player or another computer, it was just another player, you would have to duel them. And I don't remember exactly if you could wager coins or stars. I know coins for sure, but I don't know stars. But it was tricky because I remember in Pirate Land it was kind of like a sword fight, and then in Western Land it was kind of like the shootout. You would take a couple of steps, and then when the Goomba would say go, it would be the first person to press A. So it was just a different element of the game that made it more exciting, that it made it more, the stakes were higher. And oh yeah, and there was one of my older friends was telling me that this was his favorite game because they also added costumes to the characters depending on the map you played. So that was a really good touch to it. And it's interesting because in the other Mario Party games, in the one Mario Party 3, Mario Party 4, they took out the costumes. And my friend was like, how could they? How could they do this to us? Like, it was interesting they took out the costumes, because I also love the costumes too. You know, if you were in Spaceland, you were a space cadet, and then if you were in Western Island, you were a cowboy. It just added more to like the being immersed in the game and all the new mini games that they added. It was just a fun time. I will never forget these games, and I will most likely, if I ever catch up with my friends again, we're just gonna Mario Party it up like always, because these games are just they stood the test of time, in the sense that when you go back to them, they're always fun to play, especially with friends. But here's the question: Mario Party 1 or Mario Party 2? Okay. For me, for me in the beginning, I was like, I cannot choose. I will not choose, because they're both very good. And I didn't think I would be choosing at the end, but I think I've made my decision. And only because it built on the elements, on the principles of the first game. So my choice between Mario Party 1 and Mario Party 2 would be Mario Party 2, for sure. For sure. Now, if we want to get into Mario Party 3, that's a different story, because Mario Party 3, I have a special spot for it. It's something about the game in there that, well, it's a different conversation. The point is, Mario Party 1, Mario Party 2, I would go with Mario Party 2. But I will always appreciate Mario Party 1, because it's just still a good time. You can't go wrong with picking one of either of these games to play. Like, the first game will bring you back to why you love the Mario Party, and then the second one will tell you, oh, you'll love this game even more. You know, so it's just, they play off each other. And it's just, they're both really great games, and for whoever has played them, they understand, and for whoever has not played it, I recommend you to play them. And I think a reboot version of the first one came out. I think the maps were smaller. I'm not entirely sure, because I did not play them. I did not play it. I just didn't pick it up for whatever reason. But I'll always have the old memories. These games. So yeah, Mario Party 2 it is for me anyway. And yeah, but Mario Party 1 is still awesome. Peach's birthday cake, it's right up there. It is right up there. And also Mario's Rainbow Castle. The engine room for Luigi, for some reason, spooked me out as a kid. and I want to revisit it to wonder why. I think it was just hard, right? Yeah. It says here the difficulty of the map. Yeah, it's interesting. All right, guys. Peace.